What's up there, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I'm Rick, this is Fanfare for the Conscious, and in the video today we're going to be talking about how the UK government are using the Coronavirus Act to silence political dissidents. Let's dive in. So I've decided to do this video today because this is something that I flagged up many months ago when the Coronavirus Act was introduced, when I found out that one of the clauses of the Act was making changes to the Mental Health Act, whereby there was only one physician needed to instigate a Section 2. So what is a Section 2? Well, Section 2 is when somebody is forcibly detained in a medical establishment for their own well-being, apparently. And you used to need two completely independent recommendations from different physicians in order to have a Section 2 instigated. But the new Coronavirus Act has changed that, so now there's only one. And one of my close personal friends, a man called Mark James, formerly known as Mark Sleigh, has recently been abducted and kidnapped by Sutton Coldfield police and has been detained under Section 2 of the Mental Health Act against his will. So who is Mark James? Well, Mark James, formerly Mark Sleigh, was a former Ubuntu Party candidate for Sutton Coldfield and actually stood against the current Tory candidate, I believe, in one of the general elections. He was standing for the Ubuntu Party, which is quite an interesting organisation. If you can look into them and Michael Tellinger. Now, I'm not 100% on board with everything that Michael Tellinger says, although the principles of Ubuntu were very appealing on the surface and in spirit. I believe there's been a lot of misdirection applied there as well. Nonetheless, there is plenty of useful information to be gathered from that, so please do look into that in your own time. And what was he actually doing? Well, he's been actively campaigning for the arrest of MPs in terms of calling them out for reported crimes of treason and terror by the UK government. And he actually went into Sutton Coldfield Constbulary to complain about just that and to start to try and get the police themselves to operate in their capacity as constables and prosecute crimes which are being lodged by the people. Now, there is a short video, which I'm going to pull a few clips off from Facebook, so we'll just go and have a look at that now.
Yeah, so may the spirits of all the plant teachers be here, and the spirits of all the ancestors be here too, and be with all of humanity as we go through these next few stages of whatever the heck is happening in this world. Right, let's go. Let me stub that down. I shall take the Mapacho with me though, and then have a little smoky if I've got to wait a long time. But basically, all I'm going to do now is try and arrange a time that we can have an interview and then set up proper recording along with the tape recording in a police interview room to lay down the charges against the government. Eric? Yeah, they're corporate policy officers. If they're not in their constable, if they're being a police officer, then yeah, they are that. But if they're being a true representative of the people, then they're a true representative of the people. So that's what we're going to make sure they're doing when we speak to them, is to be in their acting in their constable and under oath to the people and not an oath to any unlawful crown. Man, love you, Rick. Right, let's see if we can get out of the car without getting the door taken off. Hello there, how are you?
I'm alright, thank you. Are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you, very well. I was wondering if there's a time I could arrange an interview with a police officer or people that could deal with a lot of charges towards the government.
Right.
Criminal charges
Right.
that tantamount to treason, really.
Right.
A lot of them. So is that possible, that we can have a time to record on tape charges that I'd like to lay at the doorstep of the local MP and the Prime Minister and the Cabinet? Because what they're doing is criminal.
Right, what's happening? If you can...
I mean, first things first, if we define a crime, then you can see from my perception why I feel they're criminals.
Okay.
So a crime is to cause harm or loss. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Is that what you were taught as a police person?
Yeah.
So what they're doing through the bullshit of this pandemic is ruling by terror.
Right.
So they're taking civil liberties away. They're causing genocide in old people's homes. They're cutting families off, destroying the economy.
Yeah.
For what? The hospitals are empty, right? There's not been millions of deaths like they predicted. It's a common cold. It's a strain of the common cold. But they've closed everything down. It's tantamount to domestic terrorism and basic genocide and murder.
Okay.
You know, through suicide alone.
Right.
You know, because of their actions, which are drastically crazy out of proportion to what it actually is. And even on March 19th, they released, the government released on their own website, you can check this out yourself, the highly infectious contagious diseases people said it's low risk, low contagion, low mortality.
Right.
A couple of days before lockdown.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just number one.
Okay.
All right, I mean, I've got 9 points here to highlight why the government are filthy, dirty criminals, and they're causing great harm to the people, and we need to arrest them.
Approached your MP?
Oh yes, I stood against him in 2015
Right.
in the general election. I've done everything I possibly can,
Yeah.
including emailing him every week, including copying all the press in, right?
Yeah.
Talking to police, talking to yourselves, been in here many times as well before to raise my concerns over all this. Nothing has happened.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you guys an ultimatum. If you don't go and arrest that man and arrest all those politicians, we will.
Right.
We have the power under common law, under the ancestors of these lands. So that's number one. This is an absolute scam, and they admitted it on March 19th. Right? Tax is unlawful. It was created for the support, or for the funding of war. Okay, and it supports Israel. I've got written confirmation from Andrew Mitchell, Mr. Plebgate, that the tax for the UK supports Israel. Now their snipers shoot Palestinian women in the stomach when they're pregnant. They drop bombs on Gaza.
Yeah.
I do not consent to that.
Right.
And this is what I'm standing before you for, is to create accountability. When are we going to say enough is enough and start banging on these doors and pulling these punks out? I'm going to give you 2 weeks to make sure this person over that road, he's only over the road, is arrested.
Now, obviously, I have just provided a very brief snippet of that video. The actual video, I believe itself, is about half an hour long, and you can go and find it on his Facebook page, which I will link in the description below. I'm also going to be mirroring that across onto our lawfulbank.com platform, so any of the Lawful Bank members can also get an eye about that. And whatever you want to say about his personal religious or spiritual beliefs, at the very most, I believe he could be described as eccentric, and certainly not a danger to himself or a danger to anybody else in terms of his behaviour or his beliefs. So after his little visit to the police station, a few days went by, and then there was an emergency message put up on Facebook where he told everyone on his feed that the police were basically at his house and he needed help. And then what followed was 2 videos on Facebook where he was filming the police's attempts to basically take him away, to kidnap him unlawfully. And I'll just give you again a few little snippets from those videos over on my board.
Hello. I'm not doing anyone any harm, so I've done no crime here. So I've done no crime here. Can you explain why you're trying to get into my vehicle? I feel very intimidated by you. I will not wind my window down for you at all, brother. I can arrest you right now for representing the Crown. Are you in your constable?
Okay.
Are you in your constable today, brother? Are you in your constable today, brother or sister?
I need you to open the car.
I need you to answer if you are in your
am.
constable.
I am.
Are you representing the Crown Corporation or are you representing we the
I
people?
really haven't got time for this.
No.
I need you to open the
No.
door
Excuse me. Why?
because
Because what? What have I done?
we need to speak to
I have asked you guys to go and arrest the UK government for treason.
Yeah.
You are acting on the behalf of evil people that rape people in London. Look at me in the eyeballs, brother. You cannot face the truth.
Right,
This
I
is
need
live
to
on the
open
internet.
car window for me.
This is live on the internet, okay?
That's fine. But I do,
What's
I do
what's
need
your
to open
officer?
the
Right,
door.
officer 5732.
Do you need to-
Officer.
to open the
What?
door
No,
for
actually,
me?
you are acting as an officer because you're not acting in your constable.
What do you mean by that?
You are representing a private corporation known as the Crown.
Right.
You're representing paedophiles. By doing what you're doing, by touching this car,
Who me personally?
yes, because you are attacking a free sovereign human being of human God consciousness. I am not a legal entity. You are standing here before me as a police officer representing legal ease. I do not consent. I do not consent. I'm the living man. Do not consent to this governmental bullshit. Governmental. The clue is in the witchcraft, the spell. Governmental. They're governing your mentality. Why are you here? Why are you outside our property? Why?
Well, that's what I want to speak to you about.
Well, I'm not. Oh, you can speak to me. You don't need to do that with the window open. You're going to try and kidnap me, right? Everybody on the internet, this man here is going to try and kidnap me, all right? I am not opening this window. Okay. No way.
Okay,
Over my dead body.
We can talk.
Over my dead body, yeah?
Well, that's not going to happen, is it?
Well, exactly. So this isn't going to happen either, is it?
Okay. Well,
You understand
well,
me.
I've got
I
someone-
stand over you as a person, as a people. One of we the people. You represent us. You don't represent the criminals in London that are telling you to go around and wear masks on your face.
Well, what I've got,
Right.
is I've got someone coming that'll explain it to you.
Who?
Is that better?
Explain who? What?
My boss.
Good. Because I'll be able to put him under arrest for harassment.
But
She. All right? Whoever. You're
everyone's
avoiding
moving
the
on.
truth.
I've got to worry about what I'm up to.
You are kidnapping me now. Look, you're blocking me in.
I'm not kidnapping you.
You are stopping my freedom of travel. You have stopped my freedom of travel. You are stopping my freedom of travel.
Well, not me personally.
So you, right now, if you don't stop this, you
Me?
are, you're all representing the government, yes. And you're representing those people that deny our cancer patient access to the medicine that's going to save their lives.
That's kind of above my pay grade, that one.
All right? And I don't know why you're doing all this, because I will come to you peacefully. I was going to come to you lot with about 100 people on Thursday, because I gave you a deadline.
Right.
I gave you a deadline of 14 days to go and arrest Andrew Mitchell.
Okay,
All right?
right.
So what is not peaceful about that?
All of us lock him up, or just me, or everyone, or...
The police, it's your job to follow up on criminal levels of negligence. So are you recording this? Are you writing this down?
Colleagues, my constable.
Well, it should be, because it's at your police station. You've done nothing about it. You've done nothing about it.
Can I talk now? Is that fair? We've heard about all your accusations of what you believe and what you think. Can you just get out of the car so we can talk to you properly?
No,
This level of communication with this little gap of a window is not helpful.
no, because you're going to take me away. Here we are, we're live again, okay? So the reason I'm holding that there is so that everybody can see your faces and see that you're representing a crooked Crown corporation.
Knowing, you know, what might be private to you.
I want the world to know everything about me.
Okay, well,
Every little detail.
not right now. So,
I will sit with, you can bring along any psychologist right here, right now. I will sit here live on the internet with this beautiful connection. I've got battery power, right?
speak to them in private, please.
No. I will sit here and I will talk live on the internet to the world, and I will disclose my entire truth about Christ. Why are you concerned about me? What on earth is actually making you feel there's anything wrong with me right now? How are you judging me? Obeying the rules of orders from people that protect paedophiles.
Stop ranting. Can you let me talk? Okay. So, what's going on with Andrew Mitchell? What's your...
Andrew Mitchell is guilty of criminal levels of negligence, okay? I have been up against him for 5 years.
Okay.
For 5 years, I've been nagging him to actually get on board and acknowledge that his colleagues, not him, his colleagues are absolute filthy criminals, all right? For years, I've explained to that man gently, nicely, as much as possible, that all tax funds Israel and supports Israel, who shoot pregnant Palestinians in the stomach. So your tax money goes to pay Israeli bullets to shoot people. And you wonder why I'm insisting that you do your job and you go and arrest that man, because he's got responsibility as of you, accountability for you. F. Clark, what's your numbers, please? What's your numbers?
Can I ask you about...
No, what's your numbers? You work for me. You work for me and you work for the people. What is your numbers? Can identify yourself. You have accountability yourself, all right? All of you have got accountability. All of you will see me in the High Court. So today, I will be seeing all of you personally in the High Court.
Two questions.
Yeah.
What were you talking about when you said something about arresting Andrew Mitchell? You're going to arrest him with your dog.
If you don't do your jobs.
We can't actually hear you, so if you get out, we can...
Bullshit! Bullshit! Do not ever lie like that. You can hear me perfectly well. You're off your heads, guys. You are literally off your heads. If you think I'm getting out of this vehicle because you're trying to try and section me.
Mark, are you prepared to come out of the vehicle to speak to us?
Why don't you trust me?
Because I know that you take people away and forcefully section them under the Mental Health Act. Under the Coronavirus Act, right now, you only need one health professional to sign someone off and section them. And all I'm asking you guys to do is do your job and make sure you stop that man, Andrew Mitchell, and all Bojo and everyone, harming people.
I'm pleading to you to open the doors of the vehicle and get out, otherwise we're going to have to force entry to the vehicle.
Why?
Okay.
I'm willing to come to the police station or talk to you.
Yeah.
Why am I not allowed to drive my car? Okay, I'll get out of the car then. Before you start smashing my property,
thank you.
promise me you're not going to touch me then.
I can't promise you that.
Well, I'm not getting out of the car then. If you can't promise me you're not going to touch me, wow. Right, okay, guys, are you clocking this, everybody? I will keep filming, okay? Look, they're ready to smash the car. I've got to get out, guys. I'm sorry. I'll see everybody at the police station. Right, everybody, go to Sutton Coldfield Police Station immediately, please. All right.
Thank you, Mark.
No, the dog's here.
Leave the dog in. Just leave the dog in. Be friendly.
She is friendly.
What's her name? Sit the car in for us, please.
Okay. Right, for my own protection, Lucy. Can I just get my lead?
No, mate. You do it to me then.
Okay. Gentle with her, please. Gentle.
Can I just have the keys off you?
Can we have this phone off, yeah? As well.
And the keys?
Thank you.
And once again, you can find the full videos over on his Facebook page. I'm not going to be mirroring the whole things over here. You can find the links to that in the description below. But what you can see is the man is, you know, certainly passionate and occasionally eccentric and possibly, in my opinion, approaching the police in the wrong manner. But, you know, all the love to him. He is my brother and I am absolutely aligned with the spirit of what he's doing. My personal approach would be a little bit different, but that's something that we'll be continuing to go into in later videos. However, Mark's wife has been in touch via his Facebook thread and has informed us that Mark is well and he's in good spirits. He's obviously a little frustrated with the whole situation and still very passionately following his course, which I can, you know, only commend from the deepest part of my soul and of my heart, and huge love to the man. He is seeking support from anybody who is willing to offer him support. There is a lawyer that has been contacted who's willing to fight his case, so that's really, really positive in that sense. They're just sort of working to repeal the Section 2 ruling itself, since he believes it was done under duress and it was done under a forced situation and rushed through in order to get him incarcerated in this manner. So Mark has been unlawfully kidnapped by the police and forcibly held against his will under Section 2 of the Mental Health Act, and only one mental health worker was used in order to do that. And this is exactly what I said when I first brought this up, and a lot of people told me, oh, don't be silly, it's just because they've not got enough doctors, they're under an awful lot of pressure. And I said back then, You watch, this will be used to silence political dissidents. And lo and behold, that's what we're seeing happening right now. And it's important now, more than ever, that we all start to do something positive. He was arrested by Sutton Coldfield Constbulary. Anybody wishing to get in contact with them should do so. And he's currently being held at Mary Seacole House. So again, there's another point of contact, but Mark has also specifically requested that people get in touch with NHS complaints. So if anybody wants to get out there and start putting pressure on the existing system, fantastic. That is a wonderful way of doing it. But more importantly, we do need to start building our own system, and that is why I encourage you to head over to lawfulbank.com and get yourself an account. Video coming out in the next week or so to give us an exact roadmap that we can start to follow for anybody wishing to become their own sovereign national community of lawful individuals. If you have liked this content, don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up and the notification bell set to all. Make sure you're always kept up to date when my videos drop on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 p.m. UK time. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to stay free, think free and act free, and I will see you all next time.